and Steve Tasker here with you. And joining us now is a guy that's going to help us out with a lot of what you need to know for the preseason opener against the Chicago Bears at Highmark Stadium on Saturday at 1 p.m. It is none other than Vice President of Operations and Guest Experience, Andy Major. Andy, thanks for popping in here and giving us the 4-1-1, because there's a lot of new stuff this year based on the construction project across the street. Lots moving around, new parking pass stuff. So start wherever you like. I would say the parking pass thing is probably a pretty big deal.
Right,
so
it is. Wait, here's the thing. Because there's going to be a lot of people who haven't been back for a while, and it startled me when I was just coming into the stadium. I was going in the back, that sideway on 20A. Then I went on Abbott. People are going to be, hey, wow.
Yeah,
the new building is big.
It's
different.
It's incredible.
It's not a pit anymore.
The change is incredible. If fans haven't been back yet in a while, since last season especially, they're going to see that stadium. I mean, the new stadium. 3 stories high already, and the concrete's in, the steel's going up. But you're right, Steve. The changes are different. We're asking fans to, please have a plan in advance of arrival on game day. There are some changes with the parking. Basically, in a nutshell, the parking lots that the Bills control are all permit only. So fans now have either already bought a season parking permit pass for the northern lots or their southern lots, lot 7 in the north, lots 1 in the south, or their preferred lots like they have in the past. And then also lot 4, which typically in the past was a cash lot on game day, is also an advanced parking pass slot for individual games. So fans need to have a plan on regular season games. If they don't have an advanced parking permit, that's where we really encourage not just having a plan, but carpooling. And, knowing which neighborhood lot you might be aiming for to park in. So definitely a lot of changes on the parking front.
Right. So with respect to Bills lots specifically, there's no more cash transactions, right? So you got to get your pass mobile prior to arrival so you can enter one of the Bills lots. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. The good thing is fans are really up to speed on their tickets nowadays. They're doing a great job having their mobile tickets ready on their phone. And really, they're familiar with having their mobile parking ready on their phone, too. But we're going to ask fans to even more so be ready with their mobile parking on their phone, be in the correct lanes. If you have a parking pass and you're headed for one of those lots, to be in the lanes that are geared to the lots. If you don't have a pass, to be geared to the lanes that are aiming for the cash lots or the neighborhood lots, so to speak. So definitely a change, but our fans really adapted well last year, and for the most part, parking, ingress really went a lot better than we expected. I think the beginning of the season, it was a little bit of a struggle for fans getting to understand the practice. But once we got through the beginning of the season, it really kind of hummed along until we had that snowstorm in January for the playoffs, and that made it difficult for everybody.
But that's basically it. It's always this kind of the same thing. Show up early and have a plan and check it out as much as you can. Go online and get your parking pass early. And we're still in that transition between. There's a lot of people who lost where their normal spots. How Bills fans have been creatures of habit. They park in the same spot. Watch the game with the same people. And that was kind of disheveled last year. Now it's a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I think, the Bills, we've made all efforts we possibly can to maintain the same number of parking spaces, even though we're losing spaces with the construction project. For example, we were able to move our game day staff to Hamburg Fairgrounds to do a shuttle service. We have sheriff parking over at ECC and not on our campus. And we also paved and graveled our youth football field, so we can park cars right next to the stadium, basically. So, and to sell more parking passes, get more people here in a more efficient way. So, we're doing those efforts and still making those efforts. And next year will get even a little bit harder with the construction continuing.
Like you said too, find somebody to ride with. We don't need one fan, one car kind of thing anymore.
No, that is a big message to fans this year, is the carpooling. I know the sheriff has been messaging that as well. We appreciate the sheriff and all they do in the traffic detail. They've been great partners. Premium Parking's been a great partner to help park everybody, use all the spaces. But yes, the fans can help the situation too. And they did last year. They really did, and it made a difference. So if you're used to taking 2 cars with 3 people, take one car with 3 people, or take one car with 5-6 people if you can.
Right.
The SUVs, we saw a little bit more of an uptick in the SUVs and more people coming together last season.
That's good.
And that was really helpful. So we do hope and ask our fans to do the same this year with the carpooling.
Right.
So
Saturday is a 1 p.m. kick, so that's kind of a good dry run for the season opener, which is also a 1 p.m. kick, much like the third preseason game is. So two kind of runs, so to speak, for the real deal in the regular season. So a lot of the same things apply. Abbott Road closes, right?
Yes.
At 8
a.m.
8 a.m. Abbott Road closes, so do not use that. Rely on Southwestern and 20A if you're parking, in Bill's parking lots. Gates 11 a.m.
Yes,
right?
Gates 11. Yes.
Am I forgetting anything else? What am I forgetting?
No, kickoff at 1.
Well, right. Yes.
No, it's the same program, and you're right. It's a great ramp up, Brownie. We had the return of the blue and red Friday night. Fans were great. It was a tough night on ingress, mainly because it's Friday night. The practice was at 5:30.
Sure.
I mean,
weather was a little iffy.
Weather was tough all day. I mean, imagine if we actually had a football game at 5:30 on a Friday night, right? So for the fans to come out Friday night and give us an all-time record high attendance for Bill's practice when it rained all day, and the traffic of a Friday night,
we got a break
rush hour.
We got a break because of the rain. Some people stayed home actually. That
yeah,
would have been
and then they showed up, and it was beautiful weather for the practice.
It was great.
Everybody had a great time. It was a tremendous event, so it's a good ramp up for this weekend.
I remember what I forgot. The Bills lots open at 9, right? For 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Bills parking lot
9 a.m.
Open at 9 a.m. 4 hours prior to kickoff. That's the same for the regular season. It's always 4 hours before kickoff. If fans have that parking pass, obviously they can come. They don't have to come right at 9 a.m., and that's one of the reasons to help with the traffic flow.
Sure.
A lot of fans obviously come early because they want to tailgate and do their thing, and that's awesome. We still encourage responsible tailgating and having a great time, and look forward to having Bills Mafia back at Highmark Stadium.
Are there any other points of emphasis this year in particular based on the research that you and your staff do at the end of every season?
Yeah, I would just share that, there's been a lot of research. There's been a lot of off-season discussion with Erie County, the Department of Public Works, Orchard Park, New York State Police, of course, the Erie County Sheriff's Department and their team, especially the ones and those great officers that are out there doing the detail and dealing with the traffic.
Right.
But also the fans. You've heard this before. Some people in the office call me Mr. Feedback, right? I mean,
that's a good thing, though.
We care about the fan experience greatly, and with Terry Pagula and Pete Welly and our whole executive team and our whole staff, we care about the fan experience. We want our fans to have a good time. We all have friends and family coming to the games. You guys do.
Yep.
And we want that experience to be great. Even though we're dealing with an amazingly huge construction project right across the street, we're navigating that as carefully and responsibly and efficiently and safely as we can. And the fan feedback is really paramount to that success, too. So thank you, Bills Mafia. Thank you, fans.
We appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. It's always good to see you. We know it's starting things up again.
When we see you,
we know
it's
excited.
coming.
Yep, we're excited. I know today's the last day of training camp, but we are super excited to get back to Orchard Park.
Yeah.
And the folks at Fisher have been tremendous. But we're excited to get back to Orchard Park and start playing some real football and some real games.
Let me just be honest, because I don't want to wait till I got to work on Saturday. So is it all right if I show up a little earlier than that?
We'll tell the guys to let you in early. Yeah, sure. Just show your ID. Show your ID.
My face is my passport.
Yes, you're
right?
in.
Okay.
Yes. But the message for you, the fans, coming to the game on Saturday or any time during the season, have a plan this season. We got to shuffle some things around with the construction project across the street, so make sure you have a plan ahead of time. That's Vice President of Operations and Guest Experience, Andy Major, joining us. Thanks for doing it, Andy.
Thanks,
we appreciate the
Good to
information.
see you, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.